girl had been married for 2 years but was still a virgin, because her CEO husband had never come home. On this day, she received the divorce papers he sent. He wouldn't even show up to get divorced. The girl suddenly felt incredibly sad. Just as she was about to leave the mansion, the butler rushed over and handed her a premium black card, saying it was the CEO's way of compensating her youth. But the girl coldly refused, saying she didn't need it, then shoved the divorce papers back to the butler, and turned to leave without hesitation. As soon as she stepped out of the villa, she saw her 2 loving brothers waiting outside. They opened their arms warmly to hug her. Their presence instantly eased her sorrow. She affectionately took their arms, and declared she was going to become the brilliant neurosurgeon she once was. Meanwhile, the CEO learned that the girl had rejected the black card, and mistakenly thought she found the compensation too little. He immediately ordered his assistant to transfer a property to his ex-wife. The real reason he hadn't returned home in 2 years was because his first love had suffered a cerebral thrombosis. She had been hospitalized all this time, and the CEO couldn't bear to leave her alone in a cold hospital room, so he stayed by her side every single day. Soon the assistant reported again. The top neurosurgeon the CEO had been searching for had finally appeared. He immediately told his assistant to find her at any cost. Little did he know, the doctor he had spent 2 years searching for was actually his ex-wife. That very day was the girl's first day back at work, and she encountered a critical patient with brain hemorrhage from a car accident. She rushed forward to take the patient. Just as she was about to wheel them into surgery, she was stopped by the patient's family on the spot. Just because she looked too young to be trusted, she hurriedly explained she was the head of neurosurgery, but the family wouldn't believe her. While the situation was tense, the patient's wife shoved the girl hard. She fell unexpectedly right into the arms of the CEO, who had just arrived at the hospital. He immediately revealed his identity and vouched for her as the president of the corporation. The girl was finally able to take the patient into surgery. She performed the complex operation brilliantly. The family was deeply grateful when their loved one was out of danger. They sincerely apologized to the girl and praised her outstanding medical skills. After the family left, the CEO explained everything to her and handed over his first love's medical records. The girl finally understood why he hadn't come home in 2 years, but she was still furious, so she intentionally said the patient wasn't registered in their system and refused his request outright. He immediately arranged to transfer his first love to her hospital and continued pleading with her to save her. Seeing how much he cared about his first love, the girl deliberately said she happened to be building a new lab. If he wanted the patient to have better care and safety, he could invest in the hospital. He agreed right away to fund the hospital construction. The girl saw how he was willing to spend so much for his first love, and boldly asked him to donate an entire research building. Shockingly, he agreed without hesitation. After several intense hours of surgery, the operation was a success. The CEO was overwhelmed with emotion. He tried to hold her hand and invite her to dinner to thank her, but the girl shook off his hand in frustration. He finally realized from her attitude that she clearly held some kind of grudge against him, but he couldn't figure out why. It was their first meeting, yet she disliked him so intensely. The girl told him bluntly she hoped this would be the last time they met, then turned and walked away without looking back. The CEO was filled with confusion. He asked his assistant why she hated him so much, but the assistant explained she was just playing hard to get, because a man as excellent as the CEO had no reason to be disliked by a woman. Meanwhile, the girl continued her usual rounds. She entered the room to check on the first love's recovery. The woman softly thanked her, then suddenly grabbed her hand and asked if she had a boyfriend, then followed up by asking what she thought of the CEO. At that very moment, the CEO walked in through the door.